If you want to actually understand Tacoma, start with Old Town because this is where Tacoma actually began. Old Town is the birthplace of Tacoma, the original settlement, right on the bottom of the hill along the waterfront. That history shows up everywhere you look, in the architecture, in the bones of the buildings, in the way the neighborhood is laid out. It has that feel of a small, historic coastal village. Quaint, quiet, a little tucked away, and yet you are minutes from downtown, minutes from Proctor, minutes from everything.
And right behind me is a replica of the first settler's cabin. This is where it all began. This is Old Town Tacoma, and this is where the first settlement started. So through Old Town, you're gonna see so much historical charm, and this area is definitely a little bit more residential, even though I am walking on kind of a busy street. And there are some shops along this main road, cafes, a couple of restaurants, services, some doctors' offices, that kind of thing. But for the most part, out of the other neighborhoods that we've explored so far, this one definitely has more of a neighborhood feel, a little bit quieter vibe. And it's so close to the water. Like, we're not on the water because there is the railroad that is between this area and the water. You get lots of peekaboo views of the water from Old Town.
The business district in Old Town is pretty small. A handful of shops, a few restaurants, some local services. It is not trying to be a destination in the way that Proctor is. It feels more like a neighborhood that happens to have a few really good spots. There are a couple of standout coffee shops that add to that quaint, unhurried vibe, the kind of place where you bring a book and stay longer than you planned. Old Town also has a regular classical music series in the Slovenian Hall and an annual Old Town Craft and Music Festival that celebrates the neighborhood's heritage with local musicians, crafts, and community gatherings. And every year, Tacoma's Historic Homes Tour includes Old Town. This year marks 26 years of welcoming folks inside some of the most significant historic homes in the city. These are not big, flashy events. They're the kind of events that tell you a neighborhood takes its character seriously.
So I'm pretty sure I've talked about Tacoma Pride before, and I have been noticing more and more when I'm out running around that there's a bunch of these markers that talk about the history of Tacoma and how it was built. And I think that's really cool.
One of the things I appreciate about Old Town is where it sits. It is nestled right between the Stadium District, Proctor, and the North Pearl area. So even though the neighborhood itself has a smaller footprint in terms of retail and restaurants, you are genuinely close to everything those surrounding neighborhoods offer. Grocery stores, restaurants, shops, all within a short drive or an easy walk, depending on exactly where you land. Downtown Tacoma is minutes away. Freeway access is super easy. Old Town connects naturally to the main thoroughfares, which makes it one of the more commuter-friendly spots in North Tacoma. Now, the views. Old Town sits on a hill with sightlines toward Commencement Bay. Some homes here have genuinely spectacular views of the water, Mount Rainier on a clear day, and the surrounding landscape. This is part of what drives the price point in certain pockets of the neighborhood. And it is part of what makes the area feel like you got away from the city, even though you're right in the middle of it. What you will notice when you spend time in Old Town is the mix. There are beautifully restored historic homes. There are homes that have all the bones and character you could want and need a little bit of love. There is a scattering of newer construction that has come in as the neighborhood has grown in desirability. That range is actually one of the more interesting things about Old Town from a buyer's perspective.
So as I'm wandering through Old Town and realizing how much I fall in love with Tacoma more and more every time I'm out running around, scouting out the area for folks like you who are considering possibly relocating here, making Tacoma your home. And I strive every time I'm putting together one of these videos to give you as much value as possible. Like, what is it that you need to know about an area before you move in? Like, what are the top things on your mind that you want answers for when you're looking to move to Western Washington?
The median home sold price in Old Town for March of 2026 was $752,000. So this is not a budget neighborhood, but within that number, there is real range. If you find a home that needs some work, you may have a path into the neighborhood at a lower entry point. And the upside of being in a well-located historic district is real. Inventory here tends to be limited. Old Town is a small neighborhood and it does not turn over quickly. When something comes up, it is worth paying attention.
So I'm just one block off that main street and already it's getting quiet. This neighborhood is filled with single family residents and some multifamily residents. And there's plenty of old school charm throughout this whole area, and it's got beautiful landscaped yards. Very walkable. There's definitely more hills in this area than some of the other neighborhoods for sure. Kind of like what you see in Seattle. It gives me that kind of vibe. It kind of makes me feel a little bit like I'm walking the hills of Queen Anne. I heard some kids over here playing. I saw some cute family over in the park off of the main street. I see a basketball hoop over here. So there's definitely that family vibe, that very residential, very neighborhood. I could also see folks who maybe want to retire but still be in the city and have a little bit more quiet, but still be real close to amenities. I could see folks living here who just want that city life, but not so hectic and chaotic as you get in Seattle. Oh, it's a little windy today. But look at these beautiful blooms. This really is a beautiful area. I love living in Western Washington.
So who is Old Town the right fit for? If history and character matter to you, if you want to live somewhere with a genuine story behind it, Old Town delivers that more than almost anywhere else in Tacoma. If you want a neighborhood that feels like a small coastal village, but you don't want to be too far away from city amenities, the location is nearly ideal. If you are a buyer who can see potential, who is willing to put work into a home to maximize what it will become, there are opportunities here to reward that approach. If views of the water and the mountains are on your list, certain pockets of Old Town make that possible. And if you want a quiet, walkable neighborhood where you know your neighbors and the pace is slower, this is one of the best versions of that in Tacoma. The honest trade-off, the retail and restaurant scene within the immediate neighborhood is limited. You will be driving or walking to Proctor, Stadium, or downtown for most of your daily needs. For some people, that is a non-issue. For others, having everything right outside their door matters. And if that is you, maybe Proctor might be a better fit. Old Town is one of those places that feels like a discovery, even though it has been here since the beginning. If you want to know whether it is the right fit for your life and what is actually available right now in the area, reach out. We work with relocating folks and out-of-state buyers all across Western Washington, and we will give you the honest picture. We've got more Tacoma neighborhood videos coming, so hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out. And if you found this video valuable, give us a thumbs up so that we know we're on the right track. And remember, if you're planning a move to or within Western Washington, whether it's next month or next year, we're here to do the legwork, guide you every step of the way, and make your move as easy as possible. All our info is right below, so don't hesitate to reach out. And until next time, explore, dream, and discover the best places to call home.